Hi everyone, how are you? I hope all of you are doing really good. So welcome to your very own channel KSJ Teaching. I'm your friend, your mentor CA Saurav Jindal, and you people are done with group 1. It's time for group 2. So I'm here to help you with your paper number 1 of group 2. Overall your paper number 4, that is cost accounting. It's time that how we should be preparing cost accounting, how you can utilize your 1.5 days before the examination quite well. I'm going to give you the strategy. I'm going to give you the chapter wise important questions, that what are the important topics that you need to focus on, some important tips for the examination, everything I'm going to provide. And this PDF will be available in our Telegram group and the Telegram channel, that is KSJ Teaching. You can search on Telegram. I'll be providing this PDF there, so just go check it out, because this PDF will be helpful for you while revising and at the last moment also to keep certain tips in the mind. So this PDF can help you out. So let's quickly see, and if you like it, please watch the video till the end, because it is something going to be really helpful for you, and these next 10 minutes can save approximately 4 to 5 hours of the chaos if you are not going to plan this, right? So I'm going to help you in the planning, that how you can proceed with the preparation in the next 1.5 days. If you are with me, hit the like button on this video and share with all your friends. Let's start. So what should be your 1.5 days overall strategy? The first thing is that your focus should be on the concepts, right? The first and the foremost thing is that you should be focusing more on the concepts than the questions, because if you are clear with the concepts, then you will be able to attempt questions in the examination. Concepts के ऊपर ज़्यादा ध्यान देना है आप लोगों को, right? Once you are done with the revision of all the concepts, then you can focus on the current RTP and the MTP of the Institute of ICAI. After that, if you are left with the certain time, you think you have a certain time to revise more things, then you can go with the case studies of the previous RTP, MTP, right? Go with that. Just go through with the case studies to just have a feel that how to go through, how to attempt the case study. That's it. Then at this particular moment in these 1.5 days, it is really important that you are not trying anything new. No new books you are picking up, no new questions you are picking up, no new topic which you have not done earlier you are going to pick up. Please do not commit such a mistake. Please do not commit a mistake, right? Only focus on revising whatever you have already done. That's the most important thing for you people, right? And if you are with me in this, please let me know in the comment section that sir, we are with you and we will prepare it in the best way and give it our best in cost accounting. Please let me know in the comment section. Okay, after that, chapter wise important topics, which are the important topics which we can expect in the examination, right? And this strategy is for January 2025 attempt, which we are talking about. January 25 attempt, right? We are having our exam on 17th of January 25. So this planning is for this attempt, right? Let's see chapter wise important topics. The first chapter, material costing. You have the valuation of receipts, incoming material, then you have the levels of inventory and EOQ, then inventory turnover ratio can be asked for 2 marks MCQ, and then ABC analysis, it can be again theory or a 5 marks question as they have asked in the previous attempts also, so it can be accordingly, right? So these are the 4 important topics that I have picked up. Yes, beyond this, valuation of closing inventory or the valuation of issues can be there. It is not like you have to skip that, but you have to focus more on these particular topics. That's what I am expecting from you guys, right? Now, when you are talking about material costing, you are talking about EOQ, you have to be really careful about the amounts that you are going to take. In the EOQ, they are asking for annual consumption, you have to take annual consumption. They are giving you monthly, quarterly, you have to convert it into annual. Carrying cost should be per annum. If you are giving per month, you should convert it into per annum. These are the small things that you have to be careful about. What is given to you? They might be giving you the information regarding the finished goods, that okay, we are producing this much finished goods, but you need the information for raw material when we are talking about material costing. So please, while revising, focus on these small areas, very important, so that you do not commit mistake in the examination. Coming to labor costing, treatment of overtime is really important, and in the overtime you have to be very much careful with the factory exec treatment. There is one, that illustration number 4 of the ICI module, right, where normally there is a confusion with regard to Factories Act 1948. Sir, and condition or condition, I have explained everything to you, right? I have clearly explained all the conditions, whether it is and, whether it is or, whether there is no condition, then how to treat it. I have explained each and everything, right? So please, in the overtime, be careful with that thing. Halsey and Rowan plan can be asked for a 2 marks MCQ also, or it can be a full-fledged question also somewhere, right? Then labor turnover by the different methods, that is replacement method, separation method, flux method, 3 methods, labor turnover calculation. Or there is a question where loss to the company due to labor turnover, you have to calculate that what is the total loss, contribution loss due to this labor turnover, loss of hours is there, loss of production is there. So those kind of questions are really important from the labor costing, right? Moving on to the next one, overhead costing, repeated distribution, sorry, not depreciation, repeated distribution method and simultaneous equation method of secondary distribution. These are important, sir, and if nothing is mentioned, you can apply any. You can apply either simultaneous or repeated distribution, that totally up to you. Then machine hour rate, this is very, very important. In machine hour rate, you have to be careful while bifurcating into the fixed and the variable expenses. If you are not sure, please do not bifurcate. Please do not bifurcate. Or there can be multiple treatments, like if you are bifurcating into fixed overheads and the variable overhead, then fixed overheads you can divide by either the total machine hours or the effective machine hours. So you have to be little bit careful. What is the requirement of the question? Accordingly you will have to move, right? Over and under absorption of overheads, normally what we do is similar kind of a questions are there, right? For the over and under absorption of overheads, where they say the overheads are under absorbed or over absorbed, then some part is due to the abnormal reason, some part is due to the normal reason. You have to treat accordingly. For the normal reason, you will find the supplementary rate. For the abnormal reason, you will take it to costing profit and loss account, right? So these 3 topics are really important from the overhead costing point of view. Activity based costing, there are broadly 2 types of questions which you can get. One is absorption costing versus activity based costing question. Second is questions only on activity based costing, where they will give you the cost, where they will give you the activity, they will give you the activity cost, they will give you the cost driver, they will give you the cost driver value. You have to calculate what the cost driver rate and then the calculations, right? So these 2 type of questions are there, both are there in your ICI module. Cost sheet, one type can be the direct cost sheet question, straightforward question, where the different types of the expenses, the cost is given and you have to prepare a cost sheet. Then one type of question that you can get in the cost sheet is reverse working, where the sales is given, cost is given, cost of sales is given, profit is given, and they ask you to calculate the raw material consumption or raw material purchase. They can ask you to calculate. There is one question in the ICI module, the back questions, I think question number 1 is there, where the reverse working is required, or somewhere some question is there where the reverse working is required. So be very careful with this kind of a question, right? This kind of a question is important for the cost sheet. Reverse working or something different from the cost sheet they can ask, right? Something different kind of a question they can definitely ask. Cost accounting systems and reconciliation. Now if you talk about cost accounting systems, they will normally asking about the non-integrated accounts, but yes, they can ask you about the journal entries on the integrated accounts also. In case of the non-integrated accounts, they can ask you for let's say 4 or 5 accounts. For example, they can ask for the SLC, they can ask for wages, they can ask for WIP, they can ask for FG, they can ask for factory overheads and CLC. This is normally what they can ask for. So please, one thing you have to be careful about is that prepare the blank accounts as I have given you the information during the regular lectures, that what you should be doing is prepare the blank accounts and then start posting the journal entries simultaneously in both the accounts, right? And be very careful with the treatment of under absorption, over absorbed overheads, how to treat it. Normally we take it either we carry forward it to the next year, if there is under or over absorption of overheads, either we take it to costing profit and loss account or we carry forward it to the next period. So it will depend. If the costing P&L account is given to you in the preparation, then take it to costing P&L account, else balance carry down, sir. Simple. Clear? Then second is, more important is the reconciliation part, where they might give you one set of books, they might give you the information as per the financial books. They ask you to prepare the costing books, that is the cost sheet, and then reconcile the profit between the financial and the costing books. This is one very common question on the reconciliation, but yes, important, right? So this, out of this particular part, this part I will say is important, sir. Then coming to unit and batch and job costing, economic batch quantity normally has been asked for 5 marks, but here this can be asked for the MCQ also. 2 marks MCQ, yes, it can be asked. Then job cost sheet, a regular question on the job cost sheet can be asked. All of you know how to prepare the cost sheet, then it will be for a particular job that they can ask for. That's simple. Process costing, 2 types of topics. One is preparation of various process account, process 1, process 2, process 3, abnormal loss account, normal loss account, abnormal gain account. These are the kind of accounts they have been asking, right? Second type is that valuation of WIP, where we have to prepare the statement of equivalent production, cost per equivalent unit, valuation of FG, WIP, abnormal loss. Now here what I have written is, be careful about which method to apply, specifically if the question is silent as to FIFO method or the weighted average method. Now how to decide it, I have given you the rules. That if the question is silent as to the method of application, that whether the FIFO method is to be applied or the weighted average method is to be applied, I have given you the rules. If the degree of completion of the opening WIP is given to you, then you can apply any of the methods. But if the degree of completion of the opening WIP is not given to you, then you cannot apply FIFO method. In that case, you have to apply weighted average method. All these things I have covered in the lectures also, right? So please be very careful regarding the requirement. 95% of the times the method will be given in the question itself, but they can be silent also. If it is silent, how to decide? That is the rule, based on the degree of completion of the opening WIP. If it is given, apply any method, no problems. If the degree of completion of opening WIP is not given, then you have to apply weighted average method. Do not assume 50-50 or 150 or something like that for the FIFO method. You have to apply weighted average method. Be careful, right? So this part is more important here, very important in process costing. Coming to joint and byproduct, yes, any methods can be asked, but 2 important methods that they have been asking is the net realizable value, NRV method, and the reverse cost method. And be careful that when there are joint and byproducts, both are given, and they ask you to follow the reverse cost method, then how to do it? I have given you the detailed information regarding that. Right? In case the joint products are there, byproducts are there, and the reverse cost method is to be applied. In that case, what you will be doing is, first you will apply the reverse cost method on the byproducts. Then whatever is left is for the joint product. Right? I've explained everything. So be very careful. Just go through with this topic, this particular topic once. Right? Reverse cost method in case of joint and byproducts, both are there. In case the byproducts are there, then how to do it? Then standard costing, sir. Standard costing, very important, sir. This whole chapter is very important in itself. Any type of variances can be asked, but normally what they have been asking is where more than one raw material or more than one labor type, skilled, unskilled labor, that is there, where the mix and yield variance is required to be calculated. And especially in case of material variances, they have been asking where there is a loss in the input, right? Where they say there is a 10% normal loss is there and the actual output is given. 10% normal loss is given to you, then actual output is given to you. Right? Actual output is given to you. You have to calculate standards for actual output. This is what you have to calculate. Be very careful with these kind of questions. These are the favorites, one of the favorites from standard costing, I would say, right? Then you have another set of questions where they will give you certain variances and they will ask you to calculate the certain figures, like they will ask you to calculate actual quantity, that is not given to you. They will ask you to calculate actual price, that is not given to you, or the actual cost, that is not given to you, but certain variances are given to you. So utilizing those variances, you have to calculate the figures, right? These kind of questions are recently, they have become really important, really important. Then there can be questions where they're asking only on variable and fixed overhead variances. So it can be anything. From standard costing, it can be anything, but the type of questions I have given you, right? First type is where more than one raw material, more than one labor type is there, where the mix and yield variance is to be calculated, where there is a normal loss is there. Then second type of a question, okay, in the labor variances, idle time can be asked. And if it is an idle time, how you should be taking the actual hours paid and actual hours worked. Two things are there: actual hours paid, actual hours worked. Efficiency to be calculated on the actual hours worked. Rate variance to be calculated on the actual hours paid. Right? So these are the small things that you need to be careful about. Please. Okay. Then marginal costing, very important. Key or limiting factor questions. But then specific calculations on break-even point, margin of safety, contribution, PV ratio, anything can be asked. Now here you have to be careful about one thing. What is the requirement of the question? Whether they are asking about the break-even point in units or the amount, whether they are asking about margin of safety in units or value, whether they are asking about the shutdown point in units or the value. So these are the small things that you need to be careful about. Whether they are asking for the total break-even point or the cash break-even point. So please be very careful with these small things. Read the requirement of the question very carefully. And in marginal costing, the same question can be done by more than one method. So nothing to worry about that. Budgetary control ratios is one topic. Another topic is the various budgets they can ask you. Flexible budget at the various levels at 80%, 90%, 100%. Right? Or production budget, related to production budget, RM consumption, RM purchase, sales budget. So all these are the related budgets. Right? Based on sale, your production budget can be made. Based on production budget, the RM consumption we can find out. Based on RM consumption, how much will be the raw material purchase you can find out. And here also we need to be careful with one thing when we are talking about, let's say, the raw material purchase, whether he is asking about only the quantity or he is asking about quantity plus value, both the things. So please, again I am saying, read the requirement very carefully. That's really important for you guys, right? Because if we miss one thing in the requirement, we might lose out on that 1 or 2 marks, and it really matters, really matters. Then service costing, most important is transport, hotel, hospital and toll roads, right? Anything can be asked. It's not like you know, the other parts, the IT or some other can't be asked. The schools is there, IT is there, they can ask, right? Be careful while solving the equivalent conversion questions, right? Like in the hotel costing, we are converting the into equivalent single rooms, double rooms into single room, triple room into single room. So their conversion has to be done very carefully. Please be very careful. And if you are not sure about fixed and variable cost, then do not bifurcate, just take the total cost. Do not show the bifurcation into fixed and variable cost. If the question is not requiring and you are not sure about which is the fixed one, which is the variable one, don't take it. Just take the total cost, prepare the service cost sheet, that's it, right? Now, 2 more things, miscellaneous topics. How to bifurcate semi-variable cost into variable and fixed cost. This is very important. Another thing is how to identify whether a cost is a variable cost, fixed cost or a semi-variable cost. This also I have put up on the YouTube, that how to identify. In case of a variable cost, the total cost will change, per unit cost will remain same. In case of fixed cost, the per unit cost will change, total cost will not change. In case of semi-variable cost, both per unit will also change and the total will also change. So this is how you have to identify that whether a cost is a variable, fixed or a semi-variable. And in case you have a semi-variable cost, the treatment is simple: divide it into variable and fixed and then treat it accordingly. Semi-variable as such is not a treatment. For semi-variable, you will also always have to divide that into the variable and the fixed part and then treat it. Right? This is very important, and be very careful with the treatment of normal and abnormal loss. For abnormal loss, always remember it will go to costing profit and loss account. Right? Costing profit and loss account. So these are the few treatments. There can be other things also, whatever I could remember. I'm just trying to give you the overview, things that these are the things that you need to be really careful about. These are the topics that you have to do a little bit more carefully, because we can expect a question. That is what I'm doing, right? Then the order of doing chapters. This is one question that students often ask, that sir, in which order we should be doing. Now you are preparing for the exam, you are done with everything, you are done with the revision, everything. Now the order doesn't matter. On 15th of January, when you will arrive after your taxation paper, you will be tired. Mentally also you will be tired, because taxation itself is a very heavy subject, right? Physically you will be tired. Then on 15th we'll be picking up only the small chapters: cost sheet, cost accounting systems and recon, unit and batch costing, job costing, activity based costing, and then if the energy allows, go for service costing, right? This is optional. Right? This is optional, or you can shift this to next day. Now next day, when you are fresh in the morning, start with the heavy chapters: material, labor, overhead, process, joint byproduct, standard, marginal, budgetary, and then go for the theoretical part. After this, once you are done with all the revision part, during the revision you can see the few typical questions of the ICI which you feel are difficult. So you can do that. That much you can do. After this, you will go for the RTP, MTP, and still if you are left with the time, then you can go for the case studies. Right? So this is what you will be doing. Right? After this, some important exam tips for all of you. The last segment, just another 2 minutes, then I'll close, and then you people will start with your preparations, right? Important exam tips: do not discuss too much with your friends before and after the exam. Before the exam also, whatever you have prepared, you have done your hard work, so please attempt according to your understanding, your knowledge. Do not discuss, because that will lead to confusion. And after the exam also, after you have attempted it, you can't change whatever you have written, so please again do not discuss it with your friends. Plan your order of questions in the first 15 minutes. Start with the questions which you feel that you are confident about, that you can attempt it, right? Do not panic. Very important. I know it's easier said than done, but yes, then we have to do it for the better attempt, because the panic will lead to obviously not so good attempt. Then, in case you are unable to solve the question, do not spend too much of a time stuck on one question. Move to the next one. Do not spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes stuck on one question only. Oh shit, I am not getting the answer. I should have got the answer. I'll try once again. I'll cut it. I will again write it. Please do not do all these things. We are not here to answer only one question. Whatever you have done, leave it there. You will see at the end. Move to the next one. Because if you are stuck on one question and it's going to eat up approximately 45 minutes, then it will lead to a panic situation. Why? Because the other questions which you might be knowing very well, then in the panic, even you can misattempt those questions, right? So this you have to be very careful about. Then make sure that you are doing the calculations right. Please, for the God's sake, do not commit the calculation errors. Very important, right? This is where you lose majority of your marks. Calculations need to be absolutely spot on. Read the requirement of the question very carefully and then start solving. Reading the requirement. Requirement is to calculate the percentage change, and you just leave the question by calculating the change in the amount and not the percentage change. Will you get marks? You will get some marks, but then you will lose out on the marks for a silly thing that you didn't read the question carefully. Then make sure to carry all the necessary things to the exam hall before the exam only. The night before the exam, prepare everything. Keep yourself hydrated, as a hydrated mind will work better and panic less. carry a water bottle to the examination hall. That's really important, right? Now this PDF will be available on my Telegram channel and the Telegram group. You can go there, join, search for KSJ Teaching. The links are there in the description of this video also, right? So please go this PDF, go through with this PDF carefully, all the important topics that I have told you from the different chapters. Focus more on those topics and listen to this video of 20 minutes again, 25 minutes approximately. Again, listen to this video at high speed. You can listen it so that the areas where you need to be careful in the examination, the points from each and every chapter which I have just touched upon in this video, those are there in your mind till the examination. So please watch it again and then start with your preparations. I hope all of you will prepare really well and go in with 100% confidence. That's really important, because if you are going to believe in yourself, then definitely you will give in your best, right? So just believe in yourself and prepare well for the examination. Sir, the paper is going to be easy or difficult, I can't say, but yes, if you know the concepts, if you are confident, if you believe in yourself, if you have prepared well in the last 4, 5, 6 months, then obviously the paper will be the kind where you can attempt easily. You will be able to attempt the majority part of it. I can't say everything will be from whatever you have studied. Yes, they will ask some tricky questions, but then if you are strong on the concepts, you will be at least able to attempt 50-60% of that particular question which is tricky, right? So please believe in yourself, believe in your preparation, and go in with 100% confidence, right? So all the best, guys. All the best for your preparation, all the best for your attempt, and I will see you guys on 17th with a short review of the paper, right? In case of any queries, you can drop it in the Telegram. You can mail at ksjteaching@gmail.com. And my paid course students, they have the WhatsApp query access, so they can WhatsApp me also. I'll be available for your examinations. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. Thank you so much.